Hello, everyone. It is Thursday, October the 3rd, Minute Plus Meditation here. And we continue with the book of Job. We're in chapter 19 now. To those who reproached him, now his friends are starting in on him. You know, the three friends who come, and it's like, who needs enemies if you have friends like this, right? So to those who reproached him, Job said, have pity on me, O you, my friends, for the hand of God has touched me. And then he goes on with these incredible words of faith. And they're actually words of faith, but also words of prophecy, pointing in effect to the future. He says, oh, that with an iron pen and with lead they were ingrained on the rock forever. For I know that my Redeemer lives, and that at the last he will stand upon the earth. And after my skin has been thus destroyed, then in my flesh I shall see God, whom I shall see on my side, and my eyes shall behold, and not another. My heart faints within me. Job is such a human book, and I hope you really spend time reading this and reflecting on it. As I said before, it doesn't give us answers. It does some answers, but really it gives us more insight, and it gives us it unpacks something about suffering, which all of us go through. All of us have. Suffering is such a huge subject, right? There's so many kinds of suffering. And it's important that we spend time thinking about suffering, actually, because we all go through it. It's not we're going to, we all have, and we're all going to. Perhaps you're going through it now. Someone you know and loves is going through a lot of suffering. And it's important that we understand, what does our faith teach us about suffering? What does God reveal about suffering? It's not a black hole. All right, it's not just nothing. It's not that there's no value in it, and so on. So Job here and then he's pointing to the fact that in the future, now he says, for I know that my Redeemer lives. In other words, I know that God lives, and then at the last he will stand upon the earth. And little did Job know, these are words of prophecy that are hidden within the prophecy itself, because Job doesn't really know what he's saying. This is the nature of prophecy. He's pointing to the future. If only he knew that God would actually stand upon the earth in Jesus Christ, right? So thousands of years later, that God would actually stand on the earth in the human nature of Jesus Christ. It's like, whoa. And I shall see God. Well, Job would see God in the beatific vision, but that those on earth would see God. To have seen me, Jesus would say to Philip, is to have seen the Father, is to have seen God. When we look upon Jesus, we see God. It's not the beatific vision, right? It's different because the second person of the Holy Trinity in the united to the human nature of Jesus Christ doesn't reveal the full beatific vision. That we have to die for, and then go to heaven, be admitted to heaven, and because it's all the grace of God, and actually see the face of God. But this is what Job, under the guidance of the Holy Spirit, is sort of revealing to us, that God will be on the earth, and we know that this has happened. Okay, over to the Gospel of Luke, chapter 10. From among his disciples, Jesus appointed 70 and sent them out ahead of him in pairs into every town and place where he himself intended to go, and said to him, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore ask the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers to his harvest. Now, of course, this was said to the 70 at the time of Jesus. And 70, why? Because back in Genesis, 70 nations, right? So it represents that they're going out to all the earth. But this has continued down through to our time, to you and me. You and I are sent out as well. It's not just people way back then in the past. And it's not just those people who will come in the future. It's you and it's me. We are amongst those Jesus sends out. If we're baptized, he expects us to do something with it. And that is to actually talk to others when the opportunity is given to us about him. And even when we don't talk about him, that we show him by our actions. So in effect, we're giving people the opportunity. We're causing people to question, by our charity, by our honesty, by our integrity, by our willingness to forgive, our willingness to make things right. So many people in the world, they don't know how to do that, or they don't want to do it. Make things right, admit their mistakes, and so on. And I know you don't have to be a Christian to do that, but it's becoming more and more apparent that you need a faith base to actually understand why you should make things right. So Jesus expects you and he expects me to continue this this call, if you will, to go out and to speak to others about him. God bless you.